You hear so often that you have time to plan for the future, especially when it comes to your retirement years. Do you know what you will have to live off of? Do you know how much money you're going to need? And most importantly, will it last? These are all questions that are different for each person, and my guest today can help you find the right answers for you. Joining me is Don Ross of Ross Wealth Advisors. It's not nice to have you. And we always talk about this income planning, and one of your things is you emphasize it has to be done correctly, and nobody always knows what they need to know. What do you mean by done correctly?
Well, done correctly is basically, are you structuring the assets you have to live off properly so they're going to last your lifetime? And we don't know how long we're going to live.
Right.
You know, we could live a day, we could live 25 years or 30 or 40 years. People are living longer now, so it's got to be structured properly, and that's a long conversation how we do it based on someone's risk tolerance and really how much they really want to have.
Do you find that people are putting this off later and later, thinking that I will deal with it later or I'll deal with it once I retire?
True, yes. People are putting it off, and that's why we're constantly trying to educate them and bring them into meetings, because a lot of them are surprised to find out that, geez, my pension's going to cut in half if I predecease my wife or my spouse. So we do encourage people to look at it earlier.
Because there's a lot of what-ifs that people don't think about. They know they've got a 401k or they've got something somewhere, but it's those what-ifs, I think, that people don't think about.
The what-ifs are. And a lot of retirees could end up having a larger expense if they get ill, and that's another whole conversation. So
you have a retirement income survey, so that gives people a place to start. What's this about?
It's just a 9-question survey that just says, hey, do you know how long your money will last? Do you know what rate of return do you need to earn? Do you know what happens to your pension? So if you can answer yes to 2 or 3 of those, you might be okay, but most people can't answer yes to any of them.
Are you surprised?
Not
probably
really.
Not. You've probably seen that this is the norm in a way.
Not really.
Sadly.
And as I talked in the past, a lot of people have pensions, city workers, state workers, federal school employees, but those are going away. A lot of people that are retiring don't have pensions, and so that's the biggest concern. And we compare their savings to a glass of water. Am I going to be able to enjoy that glass of water, or am I going to have to sip on it because I don't know how long it's going to last?
But you can help people make that decision of where to start and what to look for.
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
Well, we assess what their age is when they're planning to retire, and how are they saving and what are they saving in. I mean, how much risk do they want to take? So there's a whole lot of questions we ask people, so we're not trying to fit them in a round, they're the square peg into a round hole. That's the biggest problem our industry does a lot of the times. And
you have a couple different things that are on the survey. One, does my retirement income plan protect me from future tax increases? One of those things that people aren't thinking about taxes, they're thinking about the money they have saved.
Well, I survey anybody I ever talk to. I ask them, do you think personal income tax rates are going to go up? And unanimously, everybody believes they are. Now, when you take out of a retirement account, you've saved all those years pre-tax. When you take it out, and it's mandatory at 70, you're going to pay tax on all that income. And when people start really running the numbers, they're like, I thought I was going to be in a lower tax bracket, and they're finding they're not. So we have to analyze taxes. And
none of those what-ifs. You have seminars to tackle all of these subjects with folks. Give me an example of what's going to be at the seminars, and then where and when.
This coming week, we'll be at J. Lew in Worthington, and we invite people predominantly 50, 55 and over, or as we call them, retirement-minded, to come and learn about some of these techniques. They're not going to leave being able to go home and do it themselves.
Right.
They're going to basically have some things to think about and either go back to their current advisor, or maybe they'll call us and ask us to help them walk through what is retirement income planning.
And that's the idea. You give folks something to think about that maybe they haven't thought about, or at least not in the right way, and maybe start thinking about it much more seriously as they're getting that age.
Absolutely, more seriously.
And it's free. These seminars are free to anyone?
Yep, it's free, and like I said, it's really retirement-minded folks, 55 and over, and we provide a nice meal. And we've been doing it 20 years, and people find it very educational, and then we leave it totally up to them if they like to come in and visit with us and really get down to work on how do I know I can live a retirement of abundance, not scarcity. That's really the biggest thing we're trying to provide.
Great. Don, thank you. Good to have you here.
Thank you.